Wednesday morning, folks. This morning we're going to talk a little bit about hydrogen, the atom hydrogen. Hydrogen has three isotopes. So there's three versions of hydrogen. H, that's the one that's most common in nature. 2H is the second most common. And then there's 3H. So H is referred to as hydrogen. 2H is referred to as deuterium. No, yes, deuterium. And then the 3H is called tritium. Deuterium, 2, tritium's 3. So those have to do with the composition of the nucleus of the atom. There's three different sizes of the hydrogen atom's nucleus. So what does that mean? What we grew up with is H, hydrogen. That's what's been prevalent. The predominant element, hydrogen element, because every element has isotopes, has other mimickers. This is just atomic nuclear particle physics and how we've learned it works, right? So we've got 1H, 2H, and 3H. In looking at what this stuff does, we have created a lot of 2H and a lot of 3H from nuclear production. But 2H is also produced in other ways. It's a decay product. It is actually a, what do you call it? It's kind of a side effect of nuclear properties. When those subatomic particles fly around, they tend to hit hydrogen and affect it, or they can. Or that hydrogen is created as a byproduct of another nuclear chain reaction. So it's created somewhere else but exists. Now, 2H and 3H, especially 3H, I think has a 7-year half-life. So in order for it to decay to a safe level, now we're going to argue about safe, that takes about 7 nuclear generations to be considered safe. And we could debate about this safety conversation, but let's use their words, right? So 7 generations, if it's 7 years, that's what, 7's 49 years for that to become kind of safe. Now this is part of what they're banking on with all the water stored in Fukushima. But it's just costly. It's expensive to watch and to maintain, and you have to keep those tanks up. And they're adding to the tanks every day because the ice wall is only 80% efficient, so they have to remove water for equalization from the blown up reactors, the 3 of them, and the spent fuel pool waste. So they've got some cleaning up to do. Anyway, back to deuterium. You hear conversations. 2H and 3H are safe, and that's simply not true. 3H has a decay property, so it's throwing off things inside the body, right next to organs, every part of your body. So there's a risk there. What is it? You can't say there's no risk, period. You cannot say. Another tell is you cannot find much data on 2H or 3H. Is it safe to drink? Now, these are debates. You'll see conversations out there, but there's science towards these. These things change the pH of water. They change the density of water. You can go find studies about snowfall. Snow made from 2H molecules, right? The water in the snow, H2O. If it is 2H2O molecules, they actually precipitate different across the planet. We can show regions where that snow falls because atmospheric separations and that subtle weight difference make the atmospheric transport rules different for those molecules. This is how complicated this is. This is huge stuff, and people pay lip service to it. Oh, it's safe to drink 2H. It's safe to drink 3H. Well, I've looked around, and even on YouTube, some of the most respected scientists I've seen around, like Thiokol, there's a few others, they won't drink 2H. They won't drink 3H. They won't show you. The odds are, if you did drink those, you're going to walk away fine for you may never. This is still. What are the odds, right? Well, we're increasing the odds. That's what this does. That's why the nuclear organizations, not paying attention to waste, not paying attention to all of this, are stealing the nation's future. Pollution will steal our grandchildren's future. This is word pollution, sticking words into conversations that don't belong. This is bad haircuts, making a conversation hard to listen to, eh? All right. If I got into the physics of 2H, again, it would be one of those truly a rabbit holes to find out if it's safe. Now, you can go into the Beer 7 and find that information. If somebody cared to do that, right? Look at the harm. Look at the risk of H2O versus 2H2O versus 3H2O. This is the world we're building. Around those nuclear plants, there are measurable changes in the ratios of 1H to 2H to 3H. Those nuclear plants promised us in their charters the most advanced sciences, classroom education. That was in the contracts. Do they care? Betsy DeVos has those contracts. She's